PVincent, TableCatGames on Twitter. Great guy. He's been in the chat and very helpful, very friendly.
Yeah, he's great.
Love the guy.
It's a little strong.
And I'm standing by it. I said what I said. Really helpful, really friendly. Is making great content. The Street Wolves that we've been gushing over is he is very connected with some of the great folks in our corner of Twitter and TTRPG. Makes games, smart guy, supportive guy. I would definitely recommend anybody out there follow.
I remember being really nervous when you suggested him for interview, and I was like, I don't know this guy at all. I've never heard of this guy. I hope this works out well. And like the first time we got to talk, he was so easygoing, so kind of nonchalant, like, yeah, I wrote a really cool thing. It's cool. I'll talk to you about it. You're cool.
He's a lot like you in that way.
Kind of, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, when we did the interview, I had not talked to him. I had not done a whole lot. And whenever we do the interviews, I almost never read any of the source material. I kind of just jump in and act as like the person who knows nothing about it and ask the questions that.
I think that's an important piece.
I think it is too. It's not
somebody who's just hearing about it here, because then we get some really cool reactions from you.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with my lack of planning or foresight. None of that. I do it on purpose every time. But I remember being super nervous. I was like, I have no idea. And then we jumped in, and then it was like a super great conversation. And by the end of it, I was like, he's such a cool dude.
He is a cool dude.
He's a cool dude.
So, Street Wolves.
Street Wolves is
I'm hoping that he's going to feel committed enough and it works out well enough that this space horror frontier game that he's kind of play testing and conceptualizing right now, I think it needs to be saying
I love spacey things.
Really cool. So let me tell you some neat things about following PV. He's a very his demeanor is what we're all comfortable with, right? You're going to get a very grounded, well-intentioned person, right? The Street Wolves Jumpstart is absolutely free. You can get on his mailing list. You know what the great thing about his mailing list is? Absolutely no spam.
Nice.
No spam.
I hate spam.
And when the full book comes out, you're gonna be the first to know. So he's real supportive of other folks. So if you're like, you remember that question we had, how do you make friends in the TTRPG space?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a good one. Go follow PV. Because he is friends with a lot of them. And if you're following him, you're going to start seeing a lot of those conversations, and you're going to see the mutual support that happens in this community. And you're going to find a lot of other people to follow and Discords to get in. And you're going to find yourself in not just the TTRPG community, but a really cool and supportive corner of the TTRPG community.
One Twitter hack I have found, if somebody new follows us and I'm interested in following them back, I will go look. And if followed by TableCatGames is up there at the top, they're not a dick. So I don't have to research too much, I
do the same thing. There's a few accounts that, like, somebody follows me, I'll go look at their page and look at, who's following them. And if I see TV is following them, I see Carrie is following them, if I see Cassie is following them, if I see you guys are following them, there's some, it feels like, these have been vetted by people I trust. And
I feel like it's almost the opposite of Facebook. Somebody sends you a friend question, you go see their mutuals, and if certain people on, you're like, oh hell no. It's the opposite of Facebook.
Well, there is some of that you gotta do too. But to your point, TV very carefully curate um, who he's following and who's following.
He spends a lot of time looking into people and who they are before he puts himself out there, and I think that's really cool. And
So that's what I mean about a really great corner in the TTRPG community. If you go follow P, and you're not an asshole, and you engage, you're going to corner of the world and a lot of other great people follow, and then you're going to be a part of the TTRPG community
Yeah.
as much as you want to be.
and
And
you will eventually play Savage Worlds, whether you know it now or not.
right.
You will eventually play Savage Worlds.
Yeah. Because his little brainchild of Street Wolves is fucking epic. I didn't live in the 80s. I was born in 1980. So I was not, I did not exist in the 80s.
However, you have developed through your parents and great parenting a love for 80s
It's
music,
true.
80s pop culture. I mean, I couldn't get you here in time, but I can give you all of the
Right.
stuff.
So that game is super epic, and the aesthetic of it is so good.
PV said he searched the F word out of us guys. See,
Like, are these
like,
creeps?
before following
I was about to say, you said we
somebody,
couldn't be assholes. I was like, then why is he following you?
oh,
He's not an asshole on the internet.
That's true. You're not. I'm an
He's
asshole.
just
in
an
person.
asshole sometimes when you have to grow up with him.
You're an asshole too. I think anytime you spend too much time with somebody, they're an asshole.
well, this took a turn.
It did.
Uh,
Sorry.
I mean, you could go ask my kids if I'm an asshole. They will
You're like, I fucking hate that dude.
enthusiastically say yes.
They would say that because I've been calling them Greg all week. Like both of them. And not by their names. I've just been calling them Greg. I'm like, hey, Greg, what's up? And they're like, Mom. I'm like, all right, Greg, chill out.
wow. Interesting parenting technique. I'd love to see the ROI numbers on that in a few years.
Could be interesting, Craig.
Yep. Yeah. Interesting.
So for Follow Friday, we've taken to, instead of listing a bunch of folks on Twitter, we're just going to list one, and we're going to put out a VOD for it that so we can tell you exactly why and not be limited to however 140 characters on it.
And you can rest assured it is somebody we have interacted with, somebody who we respect and has been good to us and good to people around them.
Yep. Quality follows. That's what we offer here on Percentile Vice.
Yeah.
Quality follows.
And we will never, ever tell you to go to TableCatGames on Twitter and ask them what Star Wars movie they should start with, because we've learned our lesson on that.
Did we? I didn't learn it.
Apparently John did.
Apparently John learned a lesson.
It was a conversation a while ago.
So follow PVincent PV TableCatGames
Play
on
Street
Twitter.
Wolves.
And while you're there,
Get on the mailing list.
he has links in his bio to the mailing list, to streetwolves.com, I believe was the link. Hold on. I think it's still in our bot somewhere.
In the bot.
Yeah, PV says he's honored and he's going to put it on his resume that he has received the Percentile Vice seal of approval.
Okay, the proceeds from the Pay What You Want are not going to humanitarian relief in Ukraine at this moment, to my knowledge, but the rest of that is there for you. There's the links.
The linky links. No, yeah. PV's been great. I cannot stress enough that Street Wolves was a great foray into Savage Worlds, and I supremely suggest it.
I figured we would play Savage Worlds that one time and go right back to Call of Cthulhu, never touch Savage Worlds again, but it has opened a door.
Yeah.
And we've been playing Titan Effect now, and we're going to continue playing Titan Effect.
And rolling around in my brain a lot here lately has been the fact that your two Street Wolves characters finished up the prologue of that little adventure in a hotel in Houston, Texas.
That's true.
Like,
cliffhanger.
I'm thinking about what's going to happen in Houston. I would love for us to go back and do another one.
Definitely. I would love that too.
But I think you guys need to build your own characters.
I like that. I
Yeah.
love that.
So we'll have to figure out a way to do that.
That is kind of the only thing I didn't like about it. I liked Grid Runner, but it better
Good runner.
generally to play with your own character than a pre-gen when possible. No,
Yeah.
Grid Runner was
Oh yeah, Grid
We're
Runner was the
popping the
pop the
collar.
collar.
Yeah. But that's the great thing about jump starts, quick start kits or whatever, that there's some pre-gens in there. If you just want to quickly find out, is this a game you could
The
really get
pre-gens were
into?
pretty fucking epic.
they were good, and the art was really good.
Oh yeah, I loved the art.
But, you know, eventually you want to build that character that has some you in it.
Because it's fun to build characters.
But pre-gens and jump starts are great
Love that
for
shit.
getting a feel for the game. I mean, look, it sold us on it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Toads.
So go follow TableCatGames. Not be sorry.
Do it now.
Cool.